Good evening, everyone. Here we are for a little string of good old roll reveals. This one's a 1944 S roll. And I'll tell you what, this one's been sealed up like Fort Knox. Did you look at that? It's got foil all around it. It's got a bunch of really old tape on it. This thing hasn't been viewed, I'm going to guess, since back in the 50s probably. So here we go. I'll work on trying to get this peeled off like in one piece. It is a little brittle, but it's not as brittle as I'm used to seeing these. So that tells me this roll could possibly have been stored quite well. Yep. Okay, I spoke too soon. Only the parts that overlap other tape are easily peelable. Once you get down to the plastic, there's no peeling this. I'm going to have to cut it. You know, there's probably not going to be any peeling this part of it either. Gotta get both ends of this off so I can slide that. No, that's not going to work. Let me see if I can cut this end. Where is my knife? There seems to be a knife around when you need one. See if I can cut into the tape here and take this cap right off. Appears to be working fine. Let's see how that turns out. Yeah, that's going to work. Get that off of here. Then we'll be down to the tube. And I think the tube is kind of loose. So we should be able to, yep, just slide the coins out. Alright, there's that part. Now the other part, getting the foil off from around the coins. There is no telling what we're going to see in here. This is the old-fashioned type foil, real thick. It's like over time we've gone to much thinner foil than we used to use. This stuff, you could actually get cut on this stuff. It's that good. Well, the end coin looks pretty nice. Alright, so let's unroll this beast and get started on it. There it is. Roll is out. The gig is up. The foil is done. And I'm moving on. Let's see here. Get these stacked back up the way they were when I started this roll. There we go. Come on. Come out of there. There we go. Get these down out of the way. And we are off to the races. Coin number 1 goes to Carl. Carl gets coin number 1. I don't know how long it's been since he's gotten coin number 1. Alright, let me zoom in on this and get it nice and tidy, ready to go. That's a little far. There we go. And what do we have? Well, I don't see anything going on this one. The date mint mark area. So let me move on up, check for the eye. Nothing on the eye. Anything on trust? Nothing there. Little die scratch above God, near the rim. And this is machine doubling. It's flattened down. It's been mashed as the coin was minted. That would have been really nice to be a double die though, but it is not. You see the effects of machine doubling most apparent right here on the Y of Liberty. Get a little more light on the subject here. As you look at the Y in Liberty, you can see how the normal width of the part of the Y right here was eaten away partially by the die slamming into the coin again. Here it kind of happened 3 times on the T there. And so that is just machine doubling and has no bearing on the value of the coin, so it's otherwise a normal 1944 S Lincoln sent. Turn the lighting back down and we'll keep moving on. Hello, Paul Sasso. Or is it Sasso? Alright, there we go. Alright, keep looking around, see what we see. Nothing else that I can find on the obverse. Let's flip it over to the reverse, take a look at that. 44S is known for having double die reverses, so we'll check real closely on that first 10 coins to see what we've got. If we do find double dies, we're going to have to keep track of them and know exactly what we found so we can move on through the rest of the roll. Alright. So that I find as a normal coin. Move on. Let's see coin number 2. Sureg now. Sureg. Look at this one. See if I can find my way to the center here. There we go. And wow. Machine doubling again. Actually machine tripling this time. Let's see what Liberty looks like. Probably just about. Oh man, that's pretty cool actually. That's pretty neat. But it is definitely machine doubling damage, MDD. But that's about the clearest machine tripling I've ever seen. Nice there, but no extra added value, unfortunately. And let's see here. I have nothing else around. Got a streak of different color in there. That's a little bit of a wood grain effect showing up here and there. And that is that for that. Now let's check the reverse side. See what we see. Extra thickness would be more or less what we're looking for on the reverse side. In and near E pluribus unum and the wheats generally, sometimes here toward the middle of the design as well. Got nothing going on there. So yet another normal coin there. Hello, Eric. Now coin number 3. Marshall. Haven't heard from some of these people in a little while. This roll was actually sold, I think, 3 weeks ago. I fell a little behind on these. Well, not a little, a lot. A little behind sounds better, but it doesn't need to sound better. We can be critical of my lack of getting to these. Keep taking a look around to see what I can find on here. Nothing so far on any of these coins except machine doubling, which appears to be rather common in this roll. So when this bag of coins was struck, the obverse die was probably loose, and it shook around while it was minting coins. Bam de clank, bam de clank, bam de clank, bam de clank. And what was happening was that obverse die was slamming into the coin and moving just a little bit while it was doing the slam motion, and it kind of skipped and slammed, kind of like a record skipping. Of course, nobody knows what a record skipping sounds like unless they're 40 years old or older, but that's the general idea anyway. Skipped around a little bit and hit the coin more than once, with the coin shifting a little bit in between. This one's going to be for Eric Beyer. And we've got a double die here. Pretty nice looking double die, actually. Nice class 6 doubling here. The extra thick tail to the 9, the thicker 4s, and you'll see thicker and concave edges, like here on the T, that T, the E, especially the bottom part of the E there. You can get on around here and you should see concave outer edges on the lettering. Right there, it looks almost like you're pulling at the corners like taffy. See here where the eye has that teardroppy look. Pulled taffy is what I call these. Very nice double die there. It's a very nice double die. Okay. And this one's going to Eric Beyer. And he's not here to say wow, I don't think. He knew about it. I told him about this half an hour ago. Okay, so there is a nice die scratch from the vest to the top of the 1 for this die. So we'll know that we're getting something from the same die if we run into another one. Which we should, because I believe this is an original source roll. So it should be littered with these. Let's see. Nothing on the reverse. It doesn't appear. Let me continue checking. Go to the center of the coin and take a look. And other than a few markers, I don't see anything else. And the markers don't do any good unless there's something there for them to go to. So, see it as wasted effort on the markers. But it's there anyway. Nice double die obverse for Eric. Let's check. Coin number 5. Stand now. Hey, Ant. Let's see what Stan gets. Not a double die this time. See how that 9 looks normal now? And the last one was really fat. Really big and fat. Chunky boy. Kinda like my belly. Chunky. Nothing else going on here. So let me flip it over and see what we have on the reverse side, if anything. I need to back off just a little bit, make this a little easier to do. We're zoomed in a little too closely. Let me turn my exposure time down. Needs to go down as you back out because you're allowing more light in with aperture. So as your field of view becomes wider, you have to close off a little bit more light as you move out. Okay, that one is also nothing. Number 6. Roger. Roger, I haven't seen around quite lately, but he's got a nice double die here too. It's the same die as Eric's coin. Really nice Class 6 double die. You've got that nice little die scratch as a marker. Beautiful doubling on this one. Very nice. Very nice example of a Class 6 double die right there. Okay, we can flip over and check the reverse real carefully for any error things. We already know it's not doubled because this die is paired with the Class 6 double die obverse, and well, no need to go anywhere with that because they were paired the same way throughout the entire roll most likely. So there we go, nice double die. Dave, Mr. Coleman now gets a that is a triple machine doubling here, machine tripling. Pretty nice, a nice example of what these are, but that doesn't really add to their value any at all. They might get a curiosity couple of bucks, but nothing more than that. They're otherwise normal 1944S Lincoln cents. Let's flip it over and take a look at the back real quick. See what we ended up with over here. Don't see anything, but you know, that would be normal. If all these were double dies, the double dies would have no value. That's the way that works. Number 8 now, Ant. Now I see that Ant came into the room. Hello, Ant. Good evening. Let's see what Ant gets here. This one is normal. I think I've rounded it down. Oh, looky there. Nice doubled eyelid. Nice doubled eyelid for Ant right there. I was just getting ready to say I've rounded it down to where it appears I don't have any RPMs, and that one double die might have been all we had, but here we go. Got another double die now. Nice little doubled eyelid, and for Frosty and others who can't see it, look right in front of the eye. There's a hump in the middle, right in front of the eye, that runs the same direction as your primary eyelid. So this is your primary eyelid right here. Then your secondary eyelid is right down here. So this is a double die. Sometimes, once in a while, the ear comes doubled with the eyelid. Don't think that's the case in this particular coin, on this particular die, but it is a nice doubled eyelid. Alright, I'll flip it over and check the reverse since we haven't seen this obverse yet. Probably also means we haven't seen this reverse yet. Kind of late die state. A little bit of a loss of design. Here toward the outside edge, you can see how these letters are kind of feathering out toward the rim. That's a later die state coin for you. Alright. So we got two different double dies in this roll. No RPMs yet. I say yet. And next up, we're going to have Richard Sappington, Mr. Fresno. Had a show one time where we were discussing our other collectibles, and Richard brought up a number of images of things related to Fresno, California. And that's what he collects, are things related to Fresno, California. It's kind of cool. Especially railroad items. We had nothing extra or special right here. We might need to have another one of those shows here pretty soon because, well, there's a number of people in here that we don't know what else they collect. We know they like their coins. Might be some of the newer people here that don't know that I do the mini license plates. Anything that came out of candy, gum, or cereal that represents a license plate, you know, with the state name on it and all that stuff. I collect all that, oddly enough. Let's see, number 10. This one goes to Mickey. I did not see Mickey in here. Huh. Haven't seen Mickey in here yet. Well, take a look at his coin anyway. And this one is going to be one of my normal coins. Nothing going on here. A little bit of machine doubling, but nothing other than that. We'll take a look at the reverse and see what we have on the reverse for the last time. This is the 10th coin in the roll. We'll take a look and see what's on this 10th coin, but then after that, I think we're going to skip the reverses. We haven't found anything on the reverses in 1/5 of the roll. And we will be checking these again, of course. We go through these rolls at least twice. And so if there's anything there, it will be caught. Now coin 11 goes to Carl again. He got coin number 1 and coin number 11. Carl's coin's got a little bit of a marky mark on it. Lucky thing though, it's a normal coin. Man, that's amazing. How'd that get so messed up on the middle of the roll? This roll's been together for a long time. Hang on a second, I gotta check outside. Either my air conditioner was messing up on me again, or we're having rain, and turns out that it's rain. So some pretty heavy rain out there right now. Just a little garden shower moving through. I didn't even hear any lightning from that one, so yeah, the machine doubling in this roll is actually kind of neat. Doesn't have to be valuable to be neat. It doesn't have to be valuable to be something you want to look at. That's kind of what this stuff is. It's kind of cool. There's another one of our double dies. So we got a third example of this really nice double die here. It's actually got sweet color on it too. So Stan, you got yourself a really nice one. These are, we're probably into the $15 to $20 bill range on these. Double dies, maybe a little more than that. Let's go with Mark now, see what Mark gets here. Oh, he got a double die too. Look at that. One of the nice ones. I'd love to have one of these, actually. I don't know what die this is, but if we do have it listed, it'll be findable because we've got plenty of decent markers to be watching out for here on this. I'm seeing a few die scratches in the field, and there's kind of a heavy die scratch below the eye of N. The other mark up there is actually just a scratch in the coin. There, now we've got a downpour. An official North Carolina downpour. Alright, let's go on to coin number 14 and see what we have here. I have, what do I have? I have 3 reveals scheduled for tonight. I have 5 more scheduled for tomorrow. And then tomorrow night we will have our regular roll reveal show where we sell spots in next week's rolls. There will be 5 rolls from me. I'm not really sure. I think Eric's going to have 4. So we will have a total of 9 rolls that you can be participating in next week. Coin number 15 now goes back to Ant. And what do we get for Ant? It is just a normal 1944. I hate really when I get the gumption stacked up to have a big entry of a beautiful coin and it turns out to be normal. It's almost like I'm calling wolf or something. I don't have any idea what's in this roll, one coin to the next, because I've never seen inside this roll. You guys watch me bust the 50, 60-year-old tape on this one. Maybe 70 years old. Taco John comes up next. And Taco John has another normal coin with the machine doubling on it. Still watching out for that doubled eyelid. Looking for a second example of that. Have not seen it yet. So who knows, might get it. Just got to keep watching. Keep flipping through the coins and keep watching for the goodies. Alright, here's another Carl coin. Let's see if we have anything on this other Carl coin. Nope. That was a normal one too. I'm going to get through this roll. We kind of know what we're facing here. Haven't seen an RPM yet in this roll. And we're 17 coins in. Probably won't see an RPM in this roll. But we do have the 2 different double dies. We've got the one that's a doubled eyelid. And the other is a beautiful Class 6. Sureg. Class 6, for those of you who have not been around very long, don't know what a Class 6 double die is. A Class 6 double die is characterized by having extremely thick lettering toward the rim. Everything near the outside edge of the design is thicker than it should be. And that lends itself to certain properties that are easy to pick up when you're looking at them, such as pulling on the corners of the letters toward the rim. Looks like kind of like how a river flows around a stone. Your letter is that stone, and the river flowing around it's going to pull at the edges of the stone and pull it outward. And it wears that stone down. Well, that's kind of what goes on here on the die. Oh, looky there. Oh, my. That's a nice one. It's kind of a lamination issue of sorts that turns itself into a woody. And that is a very nice, colorful woody. That coin's got color streaks that can be seen with the naked eye. Very nice. Marshall gets this one. Checking on the reverse to see if we continue that color, and no, we do not. course, that makes it even nicer for the obverse because it kind of proves that we didn't bake anything into this or cook it or anything like that. It's original as the mint made it. Man, it is really raining outside. All right, Mr. Carr, let's see what Josh gets. Yeah, got a normal date and mint mark, normal eye. So we're going to end up with a normal coin here. Dog has to climb up underneath my legs under my desk because, well, it's raining outside and he's afraid of the rain. How did you manage to live before you knew me? That's a question I have. Dog's afraid of the dark. He's afraid of lightning. He's afraid of rain. There we go. There's another one of our double dies. Now see, you can see how the 4s are thick. You can see how the 9 is extra thick. The mint mark is unaffected because the doubling was on the die prior to the mint mark being punched into the die. So the actual date and other letters and the mint mark are completely unrelated to one another with regard to how they appear in the design. And if you look up here, I'm going to twist this one around so we can see it a little bit better. You can see how the top of the T and the top of the S and the U and all of the design features going around this top portion of the coin are extra thick, and they're actually like that bottom part of the E is actually curled up toward the rim. And you can see that to a much better effect once we get on over here to the Liberty. And at least the LIBER of Liberty are kind of pulled toward the rim on the corners, on the edges. And that's what makes this a Class 6 distended hub double. It's a distended hub double die. Distended means stretched. So it's a double die on which the design was stretched. Alright, here is another for Carl. I think Carl has 5 or 6 coins in this roll. Yeah, normalcy there. No doubled eyelid. Still haven't found a second example of that. Ant's probably right on that was tin causing that. It was a whitish metal in excess. And tin kind of has a tendency to turn bluish. But zinc does too, so it could have been zinc. They did have zinc and tin in these. It's another one of our double dies. Another double die. This one's for Mr. McCumber. You can actually see a little bit of a separation line on the outside edge of the 4 right here. And then right up here. So you can actually see how the 4s might be a little bit of a Class 2, which is distorted hub doubling, where it actually the entire design moves, it shifts outward because the entire die is, or the entire hub is distorted. Actually, it's the die that's distorted. When the die goes to the annealing chamber, it distorts outward. And then the hub mashes into the die again with the normal design. And so now you've got a distorted design and a normal design, one on top of the other. And that shows as a Class 2 double die. Distortion is different from distension, in that distortion doesn't stretch the lettering, it just moves it. And exactly how the two come about, it would be a question I can't necessarily answer. Most of these, yes, late mid-die state. Yeah, dry spill over, right? Got nothing going on that one. No doubled eyelid. No other important doubling, but we have, near all of these have some form of machine doubling or machine tripling on them. This is, yes, it's a late mid-die state coin. Late die state would have almost a loss of design toward the outside edge, and these are still relatively sharp. They just have a little bit of feathering coming off them. And there is a pretty wide array of flow lines in different directions all over the coin. And That would support the idea of this being a late mid-die state to late die state coin. Well, for the obverse anyway. Obverse and reverse can be completely different from one another. Let's say that you had a die, a reverse die, that breaks in the middle of the life of an obverse die, and they change the reverse die only. What you end up with is a mid-die state obverse and an early die state reverse. So that can happen. It's not very common, but it can happen. All normal here. We've got another one coming up at 7:30. Then we've got another one coming up at 8:30 this evening. Then I'm going to park it and stop because, well, I don't want to be doing these all night long. I prefer for people to be able to watch them, and I have to get to bed because I have an appointment in the morning. This one is another normal one. Although the color is not quite so normal. This one's got some nice toning on it. But the strike on the coin is with a normal die. So that one's for Sureg. Now for coin number 28, Mr. Lehman. Don, let's see what you got, brother. Well, we have another example of machine doubling. Pretty strong one, too. I have not seen but one of the doubled eyelids so far. That was a decent double eyelid. It shouldn't be difficult to see. Let's do coin number 29 now. Coin number 29 for Paul Hampton. Let's see, what do we get for Paul? Another normal coin. Another normal 1944S. God, I feel like a drowned sewer rat. We've had so much rain. Now for Mickey. Back to Mickey again. I'm feeling something good here. Maybe I'm just feeling my dog rubbing up against my foot. But, yeah, that's all it was. I thought perhaps we had something for Mickey here, but I guess we don't. It's a decent coin, but no doubling. Alright, one for Dr. T. Let's see here. Now, at first I thought this might have been a minor doubled eyelid, but that's not something we're going to list. There's just not anything there. No substance. Or as Bill Fiva would say, no character. Coin number 32 now. 32 goes to Paul Hampton. Let's see what we have. We haven't hit one of the double dies in just a little while here. So, I'm in the market to get another double die out of here. I don't know about you guys. I've seen enough of the machine doubling. It's cool, you know, it's kind of cute, but it doesn't have value, really. It doesn't add much of anything to the coin, except maybe a little bit of curiosity value. Hey, look at that. I see my die scratch already. So I know this is another one of the double dies. Boom, there it is. Nice thick 9. Extra thick 4s. And we've got that stretched out Liberty. Very nice. What's up next here? Number 34, Coins and Ghouls. Let's see what Coins and Ghouls get at him. You ready? Oh, bummer. Thought we had something here. But we don't. Just another coin. Just an old-fashioned love song. And I'm old. Tell you what. Marshall. Marshall back up again. Let's see what Marshall gets this time. And, well, it's normal in the date mint mark area, and it's not one of the double die lids, so this one is going to be another normal 1944S Lincoln Cent. I thank all you guys for being here today. Makes it so that I don't have to do this by myself. I like having other people joining in. Oh, there's some thunder. Okay. Okay, this thing's actually growing up into a storm. Yeah, I like having people around so that we can chit-chat about stuff, ask questions, come up with answers. See how that kind of stuff works. Alright, coin number 36, now 37. Josh, back to Josh again. I think if I'm not mistaken, Josh got the doubled eyelid earlier, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Nope, that was Ant. Ant got the doubled eyelid earlier. And I have not seen another since. Number 38. Mr. Macumber. Well, let's see what Mr. Macumber gets. And it looks normal so far. We don't have the doubled eyelid, so we do have a normal 1944D. 44S, I'm sorry. A little bit of machine doubling going on. Oh, do I have storms over me that are really slow? Yeah, it's from an outflow boundary probably. Great. That means when I'm done, it'll be time to go walk the dog, and it'll probably still be raining. He needs to go have his leg muscles exercised. Try to, get a little bit of energy going so he can lose a 1/10 of an ounce of weight. It doesn't really help when I give him a 1/2 ounce of hamburger in his meal. He's got to eat something, Hello, Patrice. Looked a second time, still got nothing on it, so we're going to have to move forward, see what we get on the next coin. Let's see here. Any advice for dealing with humidity in Florida? Yes. Little desiccant packages. You can buy those. You can buy them by the box. And you can put them in each one of your boxes of coins, and it'll help take some of the moisture out of the air. Also, a dehumidifier. That will help work, too. If you can keep your humidity below 60% in the house, you'll be doing okay. Have the mint marks all been the same? You mean as S mint marks? Yes, this is an original roll of 1944S. As being no RPMs? Yes, that too. No RPMs. We have found two different doubled dies in this roll. One, a doubled eyelid, and the other is a very nice Class 6 double die obverse. And let's see what we have. Got a lot of machine doubling in this roll too. Keep digging around for the good stuff, but I'm not finding any more of it right now. We'll just have to keep looking, see what we see. Another one for Ant. Maybe Ant will be the lucky guy. Maybe he'll get all the goodies. Wow, you look at that color. Really nice color on this one. Not a double die, though. Class 8. Class 8 is one. That's probably the one that has the most controversy and disagreement and discussion. But I can definitely show you what Class 8 is as far as I see it. Class 8 happens along the outside arc of the design, and it's when a subsequent hubbing to the first is not in proper alignment and is tilted so that you get doubling on some of the arc of the outside of the design, like, the bar L's. Those are Class 8. Class 8 doubling is generally not very highly exciting. A lot of what Variety Vista and Kaneka have called Class 8, I do not. Primarily because Class 8 requires a lifting of the hub from the die, and a lot of the doubling showing up in the center of the design on the modern coins, like the columns and stuff like that, those happen when the die pops into position after the hubbing starts. And when you've got the hubbing pressing down, this is the same coin again. I want to check this for the doubled eyelid. I forgot to do that. No doubled eyelid for Don. But we disagree in the sense that Class 8 can happen on a single squeeze. And since the single squeeze has been in effect, I have come to the opinion, and it's not necessarily the truth because nobody really knows the truth, that the Class 9 doubling that happens is when that's called, what did I call that? Tilted hub slide doubling, or snap doubling, happens during one pressing. Class 8 cannot apply to a single squeeze. Not in my book, it doesn't. But there are others who use Class 8 to explain what I call Class 9. Class 9 is single squeeze hubbing doubling that is caused when the initial kiss of the die is not completely in alignment. The die could be shifted one way or the other, and I call it shifted hub doubling. That's what I call it. The die shifts over a little bit while the pressing is going on, and it creates a little bit of doubling on the very center of the design. That's Class 9. Hello, Farm Dog. Good day. Got coins and ghouls here for coin number 48, and not one of the doubled dies. Not a doubled eyelid. Only got the one doubled eyelid so far in this roll. I'm going to be taking off here very shortly. I will be back in about 10-15 minutes with the next reveal. It's going to be number 642. And if I'm not mistaken, 642 is a 46S roll. So 46S will be very interesting to see what happens there. There are some very, very nice possibilities. A little bit of machine doubling again on the mint mark and the date. No doubled eyelid. No other doubling. Yes, Paul, that is correct. The doubling toward the end of Liberty on most of these coins is machine doubling, which is where the die slides just a little bit because it's loose. Double kisses the coin and moves some of the detail over just a little bit. And that's what this is. But we are finished with this roll. We got 50 coins in and out. We have the nice Class 6 double die in here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 examples. And those 7 examples go to Eric, Roger, Stan, Mark, Dave, Dan, and Farm Dog. Then we have the one single doubled eyelid here, and it goes to Ant. So that's what we have here. All right, I'm going to take off here. It is 10 minutes after the hour, probably around 20 to 22 minutes after the hour. I'll start the next broadcast. So go out in the lobby, take a look for it, find reveal number 642, and go in there, wait for me. I will be there soon. I'll talk to you later.